now the news. I'm Shane Bigham. Officials in Israel and the U.S. have confirmed Israeli missile strikes on Iran. Local media reports say Iran's activated its air defense system in several regions. Iran says its nuclear facilities in Isfahan are safe. There are also media reports about explosions in parts of Iraq and Syria. Meanwhile, northern Israel heard sirens earlier in the day. Local media say the alarm was likely triggered by drones flying in from Lebanon. Sam Mendick has more.
Iran's semi-official state media said that blasts were heard over the central city of Isfahan in the northwest part of the city. Now, Iran has activated its defense system. There are also commercial flights that diverted from western Iran. This does come days after Israel said that it was going to strike Iran back for the missile strike that happened over the weekend. Israel's state media has reported that Israeli officials had told United States officials that it was not going to strike civilians or nuclear facilities. Several air alarms did go off in the north of Israel. Unclear if they were false alarm or not, but Israel could be on high alert right now because Iran had said that if Israel hits it back, it said that it's going to strike Israel harshly and quickly.
China's expressed regret over a recent U.S. veto of a draft resolution that sought to grant Palestine full membership of the UN General Assembly. Chinese permanent representative to the United Nations, Fu Song, called it a sad day and said Palestinian membership's being long overdue.
The decade-long dream of the Palestinian people ruthlessly dashed. China finds the decision by the U.S. most disappointing.
In the 15-member Security Council vote on Thursday, Britain and Switzerland abstained, while the remaining 12 council members all voted yes. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has condemned the U.S. action, calling it unfair and unethical. Japan started the release of a fifth round of nuclear-contaminated wastewater from the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the Pacific Ocean. Despite opposition from local fishermen and residents, as well as backlash from the international community, plant operator TEPCO started discharging the radioactive wastewater on Friday morning. Similar to the previous 4 rounds, around 7,800 tons of wastewater, which still contains tritium, a radioactive substance, will be discharged until May 7th. Authorities say a Russian strategic bomber has crashed in the south of the country. The plane crashed in a district of the Stavropol territory, returning to its home airfield after completing a combat mission. The Russian Defense Ministry says rescue teams assisted 3 of the bomber's crew members. The search for another pilot is still underway. The plane was not carrying ammunition, and it caused no destruction on the ground. Initial findings suggest that the crash was caused by a technical fault. Lawyers have selected all 12 jurors who will decide whether former U.S. President Donald Trump is guilty in a hush-money criminal case. Trump's facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to cover up a payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels in 2016. He's repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, calling the charges a partisan witch hunt. Trump's the first former president to ever stand criminal trial in U.S. history. Voters in India are heading to the polls as the general election gets underway. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is seeking another 5-year term in office and a stronger mandate that would strengthen his party's hold over the country. The vote count scheduled for early June, and the results will be announced the same day. Ravindra Bawa has more.
It is a 7-phase election. It is going to last over 6 weeks. Today is the first phase of the election in which 21 states, there are around 102 constituencies where polling will happen in 21 states, and these are spread all across the country, from north to south, from east to west. Around 166 million voters will be exercising their voting rights. So that's the scale of today's first phase, which is the largest phase out of the 7 phases that are going to be held in the country. On the 4th of June, we will see the results coming out and we'll know who will get onto the seat of Delhi. But definitely Bharatiya Janata Party, which is a party of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is seeking a 3rd term, and it is a straight 3rd term. If that happens, then Prime Minister Narendra Modi will become the 2nd Prime Minister to do so after Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the 1st Prime Minister, who got 3 straight terms as to rule over the country.
And that's the news. I'm Shane Bigham.